Okay, what up YouTube? This is a quick hack for the Nisi V5. Apparently these are getting quite stiff to put the filters in. I find that when I first purchased this, I sort of like first holder I've ever had and didn't think much of it, but the more and more I use it, the more and more annoying it gets. So I've seen they've got a new V5 Pro out, which has, apparently it's a lot looser, but the only thing that they do now is this comes up higher, so when you put this filter in, you can't grab the corners of the filter. So if you have an ND grad in front of it and you want to take the 3-stop, 6 or 10 stop out from behind there, you basically have to disassemble the whole thing, start again. So here's a little hack that I came up with. Hopefully this helps some people. I've already done it, but basically I'm going to show you what I did. So I was finding that the NDs on the second and third slot were sliding a lot better when I loosened up these screws a tiny bit, or just took it apart and then put it back together. I found that the NDs felt a lot better, but what I was finding that with the solid NDs with the gasket, they would actually sort of like create a vacuum almost as it comes over this ring. So I just got some little, I don't know if you can see that, it's like, you know, this like plastic that you can never get open in packages that like crimps together. So like there, I just got some of that. Just cut a couple of strips, like a thin strip here that went inside, so you don't have to drill holes. If you wanted to get technical, you could cut one long piece and drill 2 holes in it, but just wanted to see if this worked. So I've got two other smaller bits on the other side. I tried it with just the one in the center, but as I screwed it down, it sort of squished the corners back down, so I took it back apart and it's a little bit fiddly. And you will get frustrated with this, trust me. You have to have a little bit of patience. I by no means have small hands. Once you just sort of got them snug down, I just sort of use my fingernail just to make sure that they're in on the corners. Make sure they didn't fall out. Tighten it down. I sort of like just did it about when the screwdriver starts to rotate the holder by itself. Just put your finger on it and just give it another little twist. That should be. Okay, so once you've snugged all these down, should be good to go now. Just remember never to do these too tight, because that will make the second and third slot quite tight. So just play around with the tension on these screws, I found. So this is the second slot and goes in really nicely. You can back it off a little bit if you want to, if you're not happy with that. Just makes it quite nice. So and this is the last slot. Real easy, not using a lot of pressure. Get them in and out. They're not gonna fall out. Now originally when I did this, I tried to do it with a plastic inside of all 3 of those, but that didn't make much difference. But So I just thought I'd do the one on the actual aluminium first, like I showed you. So hopefully now we put this one in. This is hard against the. This just should make it a lot looser, but still tight enough to not fall out. I'm literally hardly touching it, so it's moving nicely, but it's not gonna fall out. So hopefully that's a little hack for you. I hope it works for you guys. Pay a lot of money for this sort of stuff, and the last thing you want to be doing is taking screws apart, but hopefully Nisi sees this maybe and gives us a nice actual manufactured little gasket. Maybe people can unscrew and put in themselves, or maybe on their future models put that in there. So yeah, happy shooting. If you haven't seen my page before, it's Tony Aquino Photography, or Instagram's at Tony Aquino _photography, and Facebook is the same, so at Tony Aquino _photography. Just do it as a hobby. Obviously you don't wear high vis taking photos normally, but yeah, it's just my little hobby on the side. But hope this hack worked for you, and yeah, see you later.